Coming up on the Below Deck Med After Show.
So I've never been a stewardess before.
Why the f*** is this girl here? Like, honestly, I do not have time for this. We just need somebody that can kind of hit the ground running. We don't need somebody that we then have to like fully train.
As a chief stew, like, I would have taken the free help.
Going from being on deck to getting stuck in the laundry, I would also be super upset.
Management just called. We cannot allow cabin sharing between a male and a female.
We bring Delaney in, and then now it's like 6 people are moving cabins towards the end of the season.
Was it worth it?
More issues. This is meant to be a solution, and it's still like causing problems.
The Below Deck Med After Show starts now. As the new deck stew Delaney arrives, it comes to light that her experience is not exactly aligned with what's needed on the interior.
I know your deck, but
Yeah.
we need the support inside. Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, I'm willing
Okay.
to help wherever's needed. I've always worked on deck, and I'm very comfortable on deck. I wasn't actually aware of the whole deck stew / at all. Everything will be new, but,
Okay.
think on my feet kind of thing.
Delaney coming on board, she had a great attitude. Even though she didn't really want to work on the interior, she wanted to be on deck. She had that can-do attitude, and that's what you want from a crew member.
So I've never been a stewardess before.
My first initial reaction when I found out she has no stew experience was, of course. Like, why would she, Why would she at this point?
I had helped out as like a deck stew, meaning like the only other crew, like when it's a 2 crew on a boat, the extent of my duties was, throw the lines, pass out cans of soda. Like, I was not a super yacht stewardess in any manner. Is it still a deck stew role? Absolutely. Does it mean I was trained to be a stewardess on a super yacht? No.
The girls really needed someone who could just smash it, like walk in laundry, bat it out, done. Service easy, cabins done. That's really what they needed. But COVID, it's, who's available.
That pissed me off, to be honest, because I was like, well, why the is this girl here? Like, honestly, I do not have time for this. Like, this girl gets brought in to help, and she has no experience on the interior.
Excited to help. Everything will be new.
And I think I gave her the choice. I was like, well, you're going to be a stewardess and you're not going to be deck. So it's up to you if you want to stay or if you want to go. I completely get it. Like, I'm not going to make someone who's a deckhand do interior jobs. Like, I'm not going to do that. But I just didn't have time to deal with it. I was like, stay or go. And she chose to stay.
I had been in a hotel room for so long, and because like I'm a hard worker, I wanted to stay, and I wanted to just, help the boat however I could.
Are you sure?
Yes.
100%?
Yes. I'm happy to do it. Like, I said the wrong thing.
Okay. Cool.
That whole meeting was actually extremely confusing for me, just because I didn't really get it. Like, I feel like as a chief stew, like, I would have taken the free help.
Sweet.
All right. Thank you.
I'll show you around.
Literally nothing against Delaney, but she was a deckhand. She wasn't a stewardess. I'm all about winging it in life, but she kind of came on, and we're at that kind of quite high stressful point of the season where we just need somebody that can kind of hit the ground running. We don't need somebody that we then have to like fully train.
For her, when she jumped on board as a stew, I think it was quite disappointing in a way, because she would have loved to have been on the exterior. And the way she explained it when she actually got on board is that she had never really actually done any stew work.
She got a skipper's tickets and she chartered boats, and her experience was solid.
Has she done any stew work?
No,
Ever?
apparently not.
The thing with Delaney's resume was that, it said deck stew. And then when she got offered the stew position, she was like, oh, well, I'm not really a stew. And it's like, well, your resume said that you were, so that's the position you're going to get. I went to her and I said, look, if there's ever a time when Katie doesn't need you, I'm more than happy for you to come out on deck and help out or, help with lines, do whatever you want to do. But you work for Katie first. So you have, don't come to me being like, oh, I want to be out on deck, because I don't want to step on Katie's toes and you are a stew. It wasn't the deck department that needed someone. So
I mean, she was definitely doing her best to try and learn. So I think she was spending most of her time in the laundry. And you can imagine, like, going from being on deck to getting stuck in the laundry, I would also be super super upset, if I'm honest.
I was like not too fussed about it. I was like, put me in laundry, sure. Like, I get it. You don't have time to train me. We're all put in this weird situation. I was just super positive about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I can learn quickly, and I can help out the boat in the best way I can.
If at any point you're not into this, I don't know what you've been told.
Like, I had interviewed as a deckhand. My entire CV is deckhand, and I didn't know there was any stewardess, anything.
That's annoying. I'd be pissed. Like, this is the situation that we're in, and you know, so if you feel like this is just not for you, like, be honest with me. Like, I will not take it personally.
I'm super happy to do whatever the boat needs me to do. That is what charter is.
I've got to give it to her. She has such a good attitude, you know. She's never done laundry before. That can be daunting to anyone. Like, she was such a trooper in that sense. Like, she just did what she had to do, and she did it. Well, she never spoke back to me. Who knows what she said behind my back? I don't know. So like, I give kudos to her for that, and I said that to her.
The plan for Delaney to share a cabin with Matt is derailed almost immediately after her arrival.
I can't win right now. Like, all odds are against me constantly, like constant.
Management just called. We cannot allow cabin sharing between a male and a female. She cannot sleep in his cabin tonight.
If management says two people can't bunk together, two people can't bunk together.
My idea is that the chefs share a cabin with Martin.
Okay.
Since Martin's the chief officer, I'm not going to force them to share a cabin.
Yeah.
So we got a solution for now.
Okay.
Then in the morning, we can figure out the rest.
You know, Martin's a team player. You know, he's the chief mate. He gets it. He's in yachting. Yes, he's going to share his cabin. Like, he had no issue at all.
More issues. This is meant to be a solution, and it's still like causing problems.
If she's in her cabin, Matt's going to stay with Martin.
I would like to switch.
Is it worth it?
To have one person on board, it meant I think like 7 crew members had to move cabins just because of the way the cabins were spread out.
This whole cabin arrangement can't happen.
That's a bummer, though. That's obviously didn't want to cause more work than was need be. I was kind of fussed about, like, well, why is this a big deal? Like, moving cabins, like, you know, on yachts, we move cabins all the time. You know, we don't own that much stuff, so it's like take it from one closet, put it in the next. But at the same time, I had no idea they had already done it. So I just really didn't know that there was so much energy surrounding that.
It just kept on adding stress and frustration to everybody. Like, you got to remember, all this is stemming from Lexi holding a grudge about being on that shift. So then we bring Delaney in, and then now it's like 6 people are moving cabins towards the end of the season. It blew my mind, like the whole situation, how it even got to that point, especially when that person's already quit or said she was quitting twice.
I'm like quitting this boat, because I can't deal with this.
I'm a full creature of habit as well, and I had the bottom bunk so I could make it really easily. I had my whole process. I knew where my clothes were. I put them in the head, like ready to change the next day. I had my entire process, and it worked, and I was happy because that was my system, and it meant I could get through my day. And then going in with the dairy boys, oh no, that all got thrown to shit.
That cabin did not work with 3 people.
No.
You're cramming your stuff into minimal amounts of storage in there, and it's a very tight space. And when you're making quick outfit changes to go from your wets into evening wear or something like that, it's nice to know exactly where everything is. So, you know, having to pack all that stuff up and try and find something that works for you to be able to change quickly, that's certainly going to be a little bit of a ball ache.
Yeah.
It's like your only thing that is like stable in the boat world, really, you know, that like space when you settle in, it's only a bunk bed. It's not much space, but you settle in, you get used to your roommate. Like, it sucks when you have to move all your stuff.
We don't have time. We don't have time to move however many cabins. Like, we are working constantly, and we are on charter constantly, then we're off charter, then we're back on charter. Like, they're literally, even if we all agree to it, like, there's just no time to do it. What you got to think about too is the final solution would have had to have been all 3 stewardesses in one cabin, I believe, and then Katie with me. And that's just a lot to put 3 girls with, you know, all their stuff in one tiny cabin.
I felt bad, and I was kind of just like, put me where you want to put me. It's not a big deal. I would love to get some sleep. I'm not going to be fussy. It is what it is.
you know, you feel bad because you want to let this person have like their opportunity and give them a chance and whatever. And in usual situations, I completely understand that, but I just think in this one, it was bad timing for Delaney to come in.
So I'm actually not too pumped up about the new situation. No, we get less tip. I lost my cabin.
Yeah, no, you proper got stung out.
I probably was most upset about my cat, like losing my cabin, because everyone's complaining about like the possibility of cabin rearrangements, but I was in a different cabin and it stunk and had no windows and like my hand was all f***ed up. I just want Dave.
After a rocky start to the charter season,
I hurt my knee last night.
Okay.
I don't feel like I can do this properly. This next charter will be it for me?
Yes.
Yep.
Chef Mathew has a major incident in the galley.
Burn the out of my finger.
So this particular incident, I was frying something and I'd put it on a sheet pan that was on a burner to drain, and I had a paper towel on it, and the knob went on, and through the sheet pan it caught the paper towel on fire. And I just, instead of putting a fire blanket on it, my first thought was get it out, and I just grabbed it and ran across the galley and put it in the sink. I like grabbed fire with my hand, so wasn't the smartest move.
You know, Mathew, let's face it, his knee, he quits, he comes back, he succeeds, and now he burns his fingers. For me, it's like, what next?
Holy God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
Ah.
Yeah, okay.
It hurt. It hurt. I never had such a bad burn in my, whole cooking career.
I remember seeing it. It was like his finger had a baby.
Yeah.
Like a little baby bubble.
A blister, see.
Baby like...
Jösses my brud, it's like a baby bubble, eh?
Everyone was grossed out by it.
Are you okay?
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, I mean to make that noise.
Because the paper towel, like through the sheet pan, it caused them to be black. They were nasty.
I was definitely having PTSD from Charter 1.
Oh, my f***ing knee.
And I was like, here we go. He's going to quit again. Like, how many times is this guy going to quit?
I was freaking out, but, after my knee incident on night 1, getting a second chance after getting fired, like the last thing I wanted to do was leave or go to the hospital.
I got dinner in an hour and a half, so what do you think?
Well, the second degree.
Ooh.
No, you'll be okay.
And then I can go straight to work.
Okay.
At this point, worrying doesn't solve my problem. I have to address my problem. So I need to find out, can Mathew still work? He says yes.
Luckily, I grabbed it with my left hand. If I had grabbed it with my right hand, like that's the hand I grab a knife with. So I don't know if I would have been able to finish the season. They were blisters, and I didn't want to pop them right away or get them infected. The burn made nothing easier.
I think no matter what happened to him at this point, he was going to stay regardless. Nothing was going to stop him because he realised he was in a safe space with people that, cared about him. And he wasn't going to let us down because before he didn't know us from anyone. We were just f***ing people on a boat. Like, it didn't matter. But then obviously once he got to know us, he wasn't just, it's just another job. It's not for me. He would have been letting down the family.
I was definitely stressing a little bit, but at the same time, there's so much going on. I was just like, just do your job. Put your head down and do your damn job. It was much worse than what I initially thought. And I was like, damn, like for him to even just finish dinner is going to be tough because burns hurt. Like that's a bad injury and it's on his hand. And I was like, I wouldn't want to finish dinner. Like I'd be out. And he just kept pushing through it. Like he just kept going. And I was like, Matt, you're really impressing me right now.
The dates are fantastic.
So we have chicken parmesan and gnocchi alfredo.
Holy crap. I'm gonna marry the chef. That's delicious.
So the fact that worked out fine, service went well, yes, win in my book.
That was Matt's finest redeeming moment, I believe, to crack on and continue that dinner and do it with such high quality was phenomenal.